Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Alan Willis, and welcome to this afternoon's webinar. Today we will be covering the importance of visibility for local search. Now, in the past, our webinars have focused on some other aspects of our platform. The reviews portion we've gone over in some detail in regard to the importance of reviews for sales positioning, some of the deliverables that can come from that, some of the action items for a business owner when it comes to dealing with those reviews. Today we're going to focus on the visibility portion of the product and how that relates to local search, because sometimes the visibility page can be difficult to position from a sales perspective, and some of those benefits and features aren't always as obvious. So hopefully after the next 20 minutes or so, the power of the visibility page and what that can do for your clients from a local search perspective will be really obvious and easy for you to communicate. Anybody that has been on one of my webinars before will know that I like to start off by looking at this monitor, manage, build page. That's because I think it's really important for you to see how the concepts that we talk about relate to our product suite. So today, as we talk about visibility and local SEO, that's going to be really focusing on the reputation intelligence portion of the product. We're then going to move into some mobile local search, and that's going to speak directly to our site's product. So really connecting the dots here in the monitor, manage, build reputation lifecycle. Now, there are numerous reasons why a business's online reputation is critical, and we've gone on about some of those in the past. But we haven't really focused on visibility, and that is a really important part of a client's reputation online. And that's because it has such a powerful impact on the client's local SEO. Local SEO or local search is something that we do every day, but we just don't really think about it. Every time you put in a search into a search engine, predominantly Google, you are searching locally for a product or service. And that's because we tend to purchase in our local area. When I go to a restaurant, when I go and look for some sort of professional service, I'm looking in the town or city that I'm in. And that's how businesses work as well. They predominantly sell to their local clientele. A business in California, especially in the small to medium space, which most of us work in, doesn't typically sell to someone on the East Coast. They sell to someone in their city, in their town, in their region. So local search is really important, both from the business's perspective as well as the purchaser's perspective. And local SEO is really bringing those two people together, one who's looking for a local service and one who wants to provide it. Now, how do we go about improving local SEO for our clients? Well, to improve local SEO, you really need to focus on the local search listings that feed those local search results. So what tool tells us the local search listings that need improvement? Is there some sort of product out there that does that? Well, funnily enough, the reputation intelligence product that you're selling today is the perfect tool to tell us which local search listings need improvement and how to get the best local SEO for our clients. Here is an example of a business that does not have a Google Plus listing. They also don't have a Bing local listing. They are missing a massive opportunity when it comes to local SEO, because having those listings, especially the Google Plus one, is really critical for local SEO and local search results. And we're going to find out why in a moment. But before we do, we're going to talk a little bit more about local SEO. But this is just the search engine portion of the visibility page. As you know, we have a multitude of different review and directory sites, all which feed in to providing that really strong local SEO experience for your clients. What is local SEO? What does it look like? Local SEO refers to a person who enters a search with local intent. We have an example here, restaurant near 2nd Ave, Seattle. That is someone searching for a specific product or service in a local area. They have local intent when it comes to their buying decision. Local SEO represents a person searching for a product or service in a local area. It's a potential customer. It's exactly the type of people that your clients are after. people in a buying decision in their local area. So it's really important and it's really excellent that you have a product that can really help drive that local SEO for your clients and tell them the areas that they need to work on. That's exactly what the Reputation Intelligence product does. So now that we understand what local SEO is, let's have a look at how that relates to an actual local search results page. Now here we have a search for a dentist in Seattle. Again, a local search, local intent. Now a local search produces a specific type of search results page. And we can see that right here. With a local search, Google sees you're searching for a local product or service, and it inserts local business listings in two formats. So here we have the two formats here. The first is the local search map, and we've all seen this before. Really helpful, really powerful in terms of visibility for the local business. And the other is known as the local 7-pack. And Google usually, and it's called this because Google usually inserts 7 local business listings into that featured local search results portion. And that's what we have on the left here. And these local search results predominantly feed in to that local search map. So your clients are really getting this really nice double dip of feature listing and feature exposure. And of course, this represents a great opportunity to appear on page 1 for key local search terms for your clients. Now, some really important points here that speak directly to the Reputation Intelligence product from a diagnostic perspective. To appear anywhere on the map, you must first have a Google Plus listing. If you don't, you have no opportunity to appear here. That's really, really important. If you don't have a Google Plus listing, like that example we looked at 2 slides ago, you are not going to appear on that map. There's no opportunity. You're not going to get a chance to be in front of your clients. So straight away, whenever you're positioning the Reputation Intelligence product, if there is not a Google Plus listing page, you have a massive opportunity to assist your client in getting additional sales, getting additional exposure in the search engines. Next, if you want to be a feature listing, you need a listing that is complete, is consistent across the web, is accurate, has a website, has reviews. As we look down the list of this local 7 here, that's exactly what we see. Google Plus listings, consistent phone numbers, consistent addresses. Some of these Google Plus pages have reviews associated with them too. These all combine to tell Google, these are all signals to Google that this is a well-optimized business profile, and it greatly enhances the opportunity for you to be featured on these local search maps. So now we're expanding away from just the importance of that Google Plus page to having consistent and correct and accurate data on all the other third-party directory and review sites. Again, a key deliverable of the Reputation Intelligence product. And as I'm sure you can guess, conversely, a poorly optimized business listing which does not have correct information, does not have reviews, does not have consistent, accurate data, has a less of an opportunity to surface in these results. There is a direct correlation between accuracy and consistency and prime placement. What we are seeing is for a business to have a better opportunity to surface in local search, you need to take care of the local listings that drive those results. As I've said, the visibility portion of the Reputation Intelligence product is the perfect tool to achieve that sort of digital exposure. And some of these points speak directly to that, and I've harped on about it, so I'm not going to read these. Google Plus listings are the most critical thing to have in terms of that local search and being in that local 7. But what about mobile local search? Now, we've just talked about desktop search and how critical it is to have those consistent listings, but that also flows into the mobile experience. As we have a look at some mobile search results here, we can see quite quickly we have a similar sort of map. We have a similar sort of local 7-pack showing here. We also have some additional mobile functionality because we have a rendered call button, rendered map button, website button, all these driving additional functionality and driving people to the business. In a sense, anybody that does a mobile local search, any prospect that does that is just one click away from being in touch with your client, one touch away from making a buying decision. In fact, on a mobile phone, you don't even have to enter a local search term to get local results. Google assumes you're local because you're on your phone, and we call this an implied local search. So looking at some of the functions here, call, directions, website, those features are all driven from having that correct and accurate listing information. If you don't have an accurate phone number, that call button is not going to render. If you don't have directions, if you don't have a map, that directions link is not going to render. Website link, the last portion. Now, having a desktop link to that, obviously straight away we can see some difficulties and some issues with having someone on a mobile device and driving them to some sort of desktop orientated website. And hopefully you can see that that's where we're going to bring our sites product, our mobile website product into the mix as we start talking about local mobile search. Before we do that, just having a look at some of the purchasing behavior of someone doing a mobile local search. As you can guess, people that do that sort of search are already thinking of a buying decision. They are looking for a place to spend their money. 55% are going to make that call to action in less than an hour. That is the nature of someone doing a mobile local search. They are looking for a restaurant. They're looking for a place to eat right now. They are looking for some sort of professional service in the town or city that they're in right now. So being able to have that sort of one touch, being one touch away from the client, from the business, is really important if you're going to leverage people in that sort of buying decision process where they're ready to go and spend their dollars right here and then. Mobile local search is almost 10 times as powerful as doing a desktop search. But the real power of it comes from having that consistent listing information and being able to drive phone calls, being able to drive people to visit your business. That's why it's really important to have that consistent information. And that's how you appear at the top of that local mobile search, and that's how you get the most out of being in that prime placement. And as we talked about a little bit before, if you're going to be driving the local SEO initiatives of your client, if you're going to be getting them to that prime placement on a mobile local search, let's not take the client 95% of the way and then provide an unfriendly, unmobile experience when they click on that website link. And that's what I want to talk about in the next couple of slides here. What is a mobile-friendly site? Mobile-friendly sites have a number of key characteristics. First of all, content prioritization. If we have a look at the phone on the right-hand side, we can see a number of core business functions that have been listed as tabs. We don't need every single thing from the desktop website in a mobile version because people are only doing a certain subset of tasks. They are wanting to call the business. They're wanting to find out where the business is. They want to make an order perhaps. There are a few key functions that need to be done really well on a mobile. You don't have to be able to do everything. Finger-friendly. People are navigating differently on a mobile device. You need larger finger-friendly navigation buttons in order to make that experience as effective and as streamlined as possible. And something that goes along hand in hand with that is this vertical navigation rather than horizontal navigation. Typically in a desktop you're going to read from left to right. That's how the navigation works. That's how you traverse the site. Conversely, on a mobile device, that interaction happens up and down, and so you need to produce and have a site that has those sort of characteristics. And everything that I just described really makes that site optimized for mobile. In addition, having things like lower image resolution, so quicker loading time, all those sort of things that make the experience as sharp and as streamlined as possible. And of course, these are all features that our Presence Builder product has when you're putting together a site for your clients. These are all core characteristics that we have when we put together that product. So what are the takeaways from this webinar? I want the takeaways really to be that the reputation intelligence portion really should be something that you lead with in terms of sales positioning, and don't be afraid to lead with that visibility page because that's so powerful for your clients. If you can get that right, if you can get that Google Plus page, if you can get a Google Plus page for your clients, if you can get that consistent data across those other third-party sites, when your client sees themselves on that local search map, when they see themselves in that local group of 7, that's a really powerful visual deliverable for them, not to mention all the additional business they're going to get from that prime feature placement. So don't be afraid to lead with visibility. That's your feature benefit right there. As you start talking about that local search, start mentioning mobile and the buying decisions of a mobile searcher and some of the important aspects of providing that mobile experience to the end user. As you drive that local mobile search, keep in mind that the client needs to have a mobile-friendly website to really get the best user experience for their end users. So with that in mind, I'm just going to open up the forum here for any Q&A. Just bear with me. So we have a question here. Are Bing local business pages as relevant as Google Plus pages? No, they're not as relevant. If you've ever done just a Bing search, and I'm sure a couple of people have done, you'll notice that there is a Bing map, there is map placement, there is a feature listing. So they have a similar model to Google. However, of course, most people utilize Google for search, so that's why Google Plus is the most prevalent, the most important platform, and the most important third-party site. But as I've mentioned ongoing during this webinar, the other search engine business pages, the other third-party directory sites are also really important to have those consistent, accurate listings across the web and continue to drive that local SEO. It doesn't look like we have any other questions here. So with that in mind, thank you very much for your time this afternoon, and everybody have a lovely weekend.